Okay, let's see here. What do we got here? Gallium 9 has been deprecated, planned for removal in Mesa 25.2. Then it says long before the likes of DXVK and for Direct 3D API implementation, Direct 3D API implemented atop Vulkan, and even before Vulkan API was conceived, there's been Gallium 9, as Direct 3D 9 states, tracker implementation for Gallium 3D. Gallium 9 showed promise in its early days for speeding up our D3D9 Windows game running on top of Wine on Linux, but with DXVK working out better these days and Gallium 9 no longer being maintained in recent times, it's now deprecated and set for removal later this year. Gallium 9 was an interesting effort a decade ago for implementing Direct 3D 9 APIs within Mesa to boost Wine Fuel Linux gaming experience, but DXVK and VKD3D Proton for D3D12 working out much better, and working for non-Mesa drivers too. Gallium 9 is being sunset. And then it says Mike Blumenkrantz went ahead and deprecate Gallium 9 for the upcoming Mesa 25.1 feature release. The plan is to remove the state tracker in quarter number 3 with the release of Mesa 25.2. Gallium AX was also deprecated. Gallium Gallium AX was developed by VMware for X.org server, accelerated in conjunction with their DDX driver. Gallium XA is of little use these days, given the widespread use of Wayland, making Gallium XA irrelevant, along with the likes of Galmore DDX driver. Gallium XA should also be removed in the third quarter of Mesa 25.2. Alright, what do we got on the commenters here? Let's see what they got. I think we got like 10 comments. Let's see here. Alex said this, good. There's little reason now for Gallium 9 compared to how good and fast compatible DXVK now is for DX9 titles. Theoretically, it's a little faster on the old machines for those late demanding DX9 titles like GTA 4, but really, who is using an ancient machine for GTA 4 when anything but the newest machine produced terrible frame rates in GTA 4, even on Windows? And then Dark said this, rest in peace Gallium 9, you deserve more than you got credit for. And let's see here, and then Jux said this, my beloved AUR package. Then RM said this, I like when Mesa simplifies its driver list. And Bolt said this, I used it back in the day to beat the likes of Enemy Front and Grim Dawn, a very cool project for the time. There were games that run correctly without it, and speed boost its provide was huge. And Great Lord said this, Mesa creating a retro branch where old Clovers and Gallium 9 exist. And Dark Foss said this, alternative universe where they took the whole world by storm. Those who give up essentially liberty to purchase little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Ben Franklin. And then who is this? Avale said this, so sad to see it go, yet it's normal for my old Radeon HD 6600M to no longer be supported, I suppose, since it doesn't work with Vulkan. Gallium 9 was the only way for me to play SC2 on Linux. And Drake said this, I have always had a feeling it will come to this eventually, and I can understand this from a Mesa guy perspective, but for me, individually, this is a super sad. I actually currently playing the first Far Cry with Gallium 9 on an RX 7700 XT Tumbleweed. He says, and the frame pacing and frame time are actually a bit more consistent, smoother with Gallium 9 than with DXVK. I'll be working with both, of course, so I will certainly miss G9 good times. Yeah, out with the old. What I say is out with the old and in with the new. You know, that's this. Who is this? And then who is this? Quack said this. It's sad to see this happen because on the retro hardware without Vulkan support, Gallium 9 is still king. I wonder if you could install Mesa Amber alongside Mesa at any point. And then RM said this, on the retro hardware you just run retro software. It's crazy that the 1% of people running obsolete 15-year-old hardware expect the latest bleeding edge software to run on it. Hardware and software is deal of minimal investment that works both ways. And then Burrito said this, I just want to say that Gallium 9 does in fact work better than DXVK for D3, D9 games, even on new hardware, AMD RDNA 3 and Intel Xe, but it mainly only useful for AMD cards, as I've run into a few problems with Intel Xe iGPU using it, but when it works, those weak iGPU flies. Seriously, Intel Xe Vulkan driver. It says anyway, there are options here. Supposedly you can have multiple versions of Mesa installed, not conflict. This was said by Mesa developer themselves, though I don't know how one goes about doing this. Probably some Envar. Anyway, it says here flat pack visioning only could allow you to use Mesa 25.0 for wine without affecting anything else. Containers work too. Lutris is basically a Ubuntu LTS container. And then he says lots of ways to still use Gallium 9 with the latest kernel, Mesa 25, etc., without affecting the base install package and other apps that might benefit from newer Mesa that will eventually drop Gallium 9. Well, the debaters, the politicians, the commentators have spoken. Some love Gallium 9, others moving on from it, glad that they can move on from it. And yeah, that's how it goes in the tech industry, man. So yeah, you got DXVK now, you got Vulkan, and of course there's RAD-V, but Gallium 9, yeah, your time has come. Yeah. But you know, in the comment section, you got people that love. Some people love it, and others don't. You know, and a few don't want to see it go. So, well, but the developers, they have to move on. You know. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy it out. Nice talking to you people again. Crystal, Star Wars, Star Trek, playing Port, Dark Side. Go. Peace.